Good afternoon, everybody. Teddy Callow with HEPdata here. Hope you're doing well. I just want to clarify if there's any sort of sound going on or you guys can't hear us or potentially the sound is or noise is a little blurred out. Feel free to type a question and just let us know and we'll try to address that. This is a live webinar, so as we know, some things can happen. So again, really appreciate you being here. Today's meeting is to kind of discuss all things matching gifts. So, um, some of the best practices, certainly questions and challenges that universities, nonprofits, and colleges face. We'll get some of those answered and kind of walk through really how to close the loop on matching gifts entirely. A couple of quick housekeeping things. We are recording the webinar, so if you have any questions, or you want a copy of this, both the slideshow and the audio, we can certainly get that over to you. And then again, there is a question area where you can raise your hand and certainly type out some questions, which we will try to address. And I see we have one right here. Seems like we are very muffled. Let us know if okay. All right, we're gonna try to. We got our technical guys on it. Going in and out. Okay. We're going to try to get through this. If we continue to have these technical difficulties, we'll certainly try to improvise, but we're going to go ahead and get started. So again, today's webinar is to walk through matching gifts, answer any questions, and then we'll address some of those as well. So again, Teddy Callow, Director of Sales. We have the great pleasure of having Steve Hafner join us as well. Steve is the CEO of HEPdata. He founded HEPdata 20 years ago, so he brings a wealth of experience.
Good afternoon, everyone. Pleasure to be with you.
So today's questions that we want to answer. Number one, how do you automate the matching gift process? As many of you know, we have a wealth of matching gift solutions that over 8,000 organizations subscribe to across the world. And we've built the latest and greatest technology that really helps automate and drive those matching gift opportunities, both from a donor standpoint and from the end user, from the nonprofit or college. Number two, self-analyze the matching gift scorecard. What is the matching gift scorecard? Basically what it is it takes a look at what you're doing in matching gifts right now versus what the potential is based on the statistics in your database. Number three, the challenges to matching gifts. All organizations and universities are unique. And that certainly means that there are some inherent challenges both to a small nonprofit, to a large nonprofit or university. So we want to address some of those as well. And then last, IDing your donor base. What does that mean? That means identifying who your matching gift donors are. So again, a couple of things about HEPdata. We have been in business 20 years. We have over 8,000 clients worldwide with a bundle of matching gift solutions, both automating the process, identifying who matching gift donors are, identifying who employment data for donors. And we keep a database of what's now about 23,000 companies and their entire corporate matching gift policy. So what we want to do first is get into eMatch portal. Again, what it's designed to do is basically drive the matching gift opportunity from engagement with the donor to completion and ultimately securing those matching gift funds. So I'm going to exit and I'm going to pull up. Sorry. Again, live demo here. I'm going to pull up our demo site, and we're going to walk through first what the donor sees, and ultimately what you're going to see on your end once that match opportunity shows up in your dashboard. So many of you are aware of our eMatch donor link. What is an eMatch donor link? It's basically a call to action to your donor. So it allows your donor to search their employer to see if the company will match, and then it basically gives them A to Z instructions on ultimately securing that match. So wherever this link is embedded online, whether it's before the gift, whether it's after the gift, or whether it's a part of the gift process, we want your donors searching.
And I might add, any way you're engaging the donor, we want to have matching gifts as part of that discussion.
So when the donor enters their employer name, in this case, I'll use Apple, it gives them, again, all the relevant policy information that they're going to need to get the gift match. So forms, guidelines, policy information, contact info, you name it. The difference here is up until this point, the donor searching was completely anonymous. What we've now done is we've added the ability to connect you with that particular donor to make sure no matching gift opportunities fall through the cracks. So what we've done is we've added a button here at the top. It says, do you need help getting your gift matched? Click here. That's the trigger that's now going to connect you with that particular Teddy Callow or John Smith or Sally searching and identify that matching gift opportunity. A couple of things about this button. It's completely customizable, so we can make it say or look however you want, and we can put whatever button you want in there. So when the donor clicks the button, we need 3 pieces of information. We need their name, we need their email, and we need their donation amount. So let's say I give $250. This would be populated with your organization. Apple was captured when I searched, and phone number is optional. So name, email, and donation amount. When the donor hits save changes, at this point, 3 things are now going to happen. You're going to get an email internally that again lets you know of that matching gift opportunity. So Teddy Callow, he works for Apple, and he gave a $200 donation as eligible to be matched. Simultaneously, your donor is going to get an email with all of this policy information sent to them, so they now have it electronically in their inbox. So rather than having to go back to this site when they do have the time, say this weekend or after dinner, they can just direct themselves to their inbox to take care of those necessary actions. The last thing that's going to happen is your donor is going to get loaded into a dashboard where you can literally track and manage the entire process. So I'm going to head to my email real quick and show you what the donor's perspective is going to be. Again, forms, guidelines, policy, everything that the donor needs to get his or her gift match is provided. Now, a couple of things about this email.
And if I could, Teddy, just add, if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see there's a federal ID number for the nonprofit recipient organization. In this case, it's Cathedral NYC. In your case, it would be your nonprofit with your federal ID number, with your address. And interestingly enough, at the top, you'll see the blue bar. About 81% of the donors who search the eMatch donor link and find that they're match eligible, they want help getting their gift matched. There's a lot of confusion surrounding matching gifts, and this is, quite frankly, taking the confusion out of it. So when they click it on, they're actually entering into the portal by supplying that basic information, and we're just about done because you click on the register your gift, and that's where the donor goes directly to register the gift, and they have the federal ID number. They have all the information from you on registering their match.
Yeah, so again, what's happened? You're made aware of the opportunity, your donor is sent the information that they need, and your donor gets loaded into this dashboard. So when we log in, again, think of this as a matching gift CRM system. So here's my donation at the top that I just simulated. When you click on each particular donor's profile, what you're going to see is a history timeline on the right and a few data points on the left. This email that goes to your donor immediately when they enter the portal, it's also scheduled to go out as an auto drip reminder. So what's going to happen is you would set the frequency, and this email will continue to drip on your donor until either you confirm or they confirm that the paperwork has been completed. Every time that email goes out, it's going to update in the Notes tab. You can add a personal history note just like a CRM system. When the donor completes those forms, let's say 2 weeks later, because that auto drip email went out, there's a big blue button at the top that says click here when you've completed your matching gift paperwork. When the donor clicks that button, what's going to happen is inside the portal, it's going to automatically alert you by populating the donor tab checkbox. So again, what that does is it lets you know that the donor has taken action, completed his or her forms, company's been notified, and the match process is now underway. Now at that point, some of you may be asked to certify the gift. You may have already certified that gift, but again, in some cases, say the Benevities or the Cyber Grants of the world, you'll need to log in and register that you did receive that gift. The portal links right to those portals, the dashboard links right to those portals where you can then register that gift. So in Apple's case with Benevity, when you click on the Apple tab, it'll take you right to the Benevity portal where you can certify that gift and take that next step on your end.
And again, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's your cause, if it's Cyber Grants, if it's Benevity, or the company themselves, because not every company has an outsourced program, but we provide it all right there in the dashboard.
What you'll then do is hit the bottom switch, gift certified by nonprofit. That basically means, again, that you did register that gift within the Benevity portal. You'd save the changes, and that populates the NPO tab. So what's happened with this donor? They've confirmed that they've completed their forms. You've certified the gift, and at this point, the match or those match funds you're just waiting on them to come in. Now, a couple of other things within this dashboard. Down here at the bottom is a tab to add donors. You can actually load donors right into this system, whether we've identified them as matching gift eligible for you, or you send a direct mail campaign out to donors that you've identified as matching gift eligible. Basically, anybody that you know works for a matching gift company or you have that opportunity can be loaded right into the dashboard. So you know their name, their email, their donation amount, and their company name. They're going to get loaded in. Now you're tracking them electronically. And they're also going to receive an email with their company's policy information that then goes out with those auto reminders. Now, again, a couple of things about this email. Number one, you can customize the subject line. You can customize the content, so what it says. And again, you can customize how often that email drips on your donor.
We'll also have a logo option very shortly.
So what we're doing in this system is we're basically identifying all of our matching gift opportunities. Through a current eMatch donor link, if you are a subscriber, if you use a matching gift search up tool through somebody else, those donors searching, again, are completely anonymous. So at the end of the day, people are busy, and ultimately sometimes they need that nudge. And that's what this does, is it gives you the opportunity to identify each of your incoming matching gifts. So whatever the distribution cycle of that company is, let's say Apple's every 4 months or every quarter, every 3 months. Once those match funds come in, you'll hit the middle switch. What that does is basically sign off that you did receive the matching gift opportunity or matching gift funds from that particular donor. That donor then got loaded into the completed section of the portal. So these are all of your completed matches. Let's say November 1, you want to export all of your October's matches into an Excel file. There's reporting or exporting capabilities as well. And all this data will get loaded into a nice Excel file for you. So name, company name, email, donor ID number if you submitted that, and their gift amount or match amount.
It's nice to have the donor ID number because then you can upload the data back into your CRM, be it NXT, Razor's Edge, Ellucian, Salesforce, whatever the case may be.
So again, what we're doing is we're walking through the process both from your standpoint and the donor standpoint and helping to automate or drive that match opportunity. Again, we're giving the donor a nudge by sending them friendly reminders with literally everything that they need to get that gift matched. We're tracking the process once the donor ultimately completes those forms by linking in the email to the portal when they submit that paperwork. We're allowing you to certify the gift, and then we're closing the match when those funds come in. Oops. Technical difficulties. So again, some of the biggest questions that we get in terms of providing to our match and gift clients, we wanted to address. And again, I know there are some questions coming in from the attendees, and we'll certainly try to answer as many of those as we can. But we do want to answer some of the questions that we get in every day. Number one, what is the matching gift scorecard?
So I'll take that, Teddy. The matching gift scorecard, that's something we assign in terms of how well you're actually doing with matching gifts. And it's something we can teach you to self-analyze, to look at as a .org or a .edu, how well you're actually doing against peer organizations. So, for example, with a .org, if you're raising $10 million in revenue, we want approximately 5 to 8% of that to come from matching gift dollars. So if you're doing 1%, you know you've got lots of room to grow. With a university, excluding major gifts, we want matching gift revenue to be more like 8 to 15%. And so how do we identify that? Well, quickly you can identify that by looking at your numbers, looking at total giving and what percentage of that total giving comes from matching gifts. And I can tell you candidly, what I often hear is that for nonprofits, it's under 1%, it's 2%. So it's very quickly, where can I go from there? And so that matching gift scorecard is just simply, how can I spot what my potential is?
Yeah, and I might add to that, matching gifts, we view it as kind of the cumulative effect, right? So let's say you are at that, 1% and your potential's, let's say 10%. So you can grow 10 times. What we've seen is over the course of the years, let's say that 1% that you're at equals $100,000. It's likely that $100,000 that you just secured in matching gift revenue from, let's say, fiscal year 2018 is the same $100,000, or probably at least 75, 80% of it from fiscal year 2017, fiscal year 2016, right? So the reason that you're kind of stagnant at that number is because you aren't adding folks to the bucket of matching gift donors. So again, it's all about identifying who those people are. Whether you're promoting matching gifts through your eMatch donor link, you've run a matching gift screening, or simply you're targeting those folks individually. It's just all about adding those matching gift donors to that bucket, and ultimately that's how you see it to kind of grow like the stock market.
Yeah, a couple things about matching gifts before we go to our next question. We know match eligible donors give a larger principal gift than non-match eligible donors. We know the retention rate of match eligible donors is higher than non-match eligible donors. And we also know you're more likely to get a first-time gift, we'll go into this in just a second, from a match eligible non-donor than you are a non-match eligible non-donor. So there's a lot of benefit to just matching gifts in general.
Question number 2, what are the best ways to ID or identify matching gift opportunities?
So what we do at HEPdata is we will go in and actually analyze your donor information. And we'll go through and look at how many of your donors have an employer name, how many don't have an employer name, how many non-donors have an employer name, how many don't. And at the university level, the numbers are going to be a little different. The university is going to be 40 to 50% on average of the donor file will have an employment name, just as an average. Whereas at a .org, you might have fewer than 5%. So by going through whatever you have, even if it's 5%, you can SFTP that data, send it securely to HEP. We'll screen it free of charge and tell you how many we find. We'll do a nice summary report showing how many donors, how many lapsed donors, and how many non-donors we found just within that pool of 5%. So you back up as a consultant, and I say, well, I've got 5% here. Man, how do I get the 95%? We'll talk about that in just a second, but if you could just think for a moment, the 95% of your donor base or constituent base has no employer name. That's just an incredible opportunity cost. So if we can start chipping away at that, we can really have an incredible impact on your matching gifts.
Question number 3, how does eMatch portal simplify the process?
So I think it simplifies the process a couple of different ways. Number one, at the point of donation, it puts the matching gift login right in front of that donor. So they've given a gift, they get an email, and wow, I've got an opportunity to match my gift to Central Park Conservancy or St. Jude's, whichever organization. And then I get all of the information I need to register my gift, including the login. So that's step one. Step two, I think it simplifies on the back end for the recipient organization by doing a couple of things. Number one, it alerts me that somebody just gave a gift and somebody's match eligible. It provides me their employer name as well, which is very helpful. And it gives me my login, regardless of the outsourced company, Cybergrants, Benevity, YourCause, or from the company directly. It gives me my login to go ahead and certify the gift if I need to certify. And on top of it, it gives me, I would say, a dashboard just to view it all unfold. So we're really watching the processing of matching gifts in real time with this. And I can just tell you, we've got about 170 clients on board now. We're onboarding about 2 a day. We've had it out since February 1, and we'll show you some stats here in just a moment. But it has, on average, increased matching gifts 30 to 40% for the people that are using it in terms of online matching gifts.
Question number 4, how does HEP keep the matching gift data current?
So our head of research, we've got a number of people in our research department, full-time, all domestically located. And our head is Jennifer Anthus. Jennifer was formerly in gift accounting with Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. At any point in time, her researchers are validating and updating 20% of the file. We call it a rolling survey. In addition, the companies themselves, we're on a first name basis with hundreds of the matching gift administrators, and they will provide real-time data to us as well anytime something changes. And it can be a simple change. It can be a minimum gift. It can be a maximum gift. It can be the fact they're no longer managing it themselves. It's been sent to an outsourced company, but that's all information you want to have. On top of it, we've got, Teddy mentioned 8,000 clients. We're well over 8,000 annually. That's not 8,000 cumulatively. That's 8,000 annually. We often get updates if somebody gets a form in that has any discrepancy at all. I can tell you emphatically, we hear about it the moment it happens.
Yeah, and I might add to that, a good matching gift strategy is only as good as the data that you're providing your clients, your donors. And so the ability for us to keep that data current 24/7, we completely refresh the database quarterly, meaning every single company gets a full breakdown, a full cleanse, and all the policy information is kept current 100%. So the value in adding or giving your donors accurate matching gift data is huge, because the last thing you want to do is provide the wrong form, the wrong policy information. That can cause headaches for everybody. So a couple of stats here in those clients that have upgraded eMatch Portal that Steve just mentioned. Right now, we're tracking just shy of $500,000 in matching gift revenue. That's current dollars online that we're seeing in real time. Again, whether they're coming through an eMatch donor link, whether our clients are adding them through that add donor button. It's just shy of $500,000, which totals just under 3,000 donors with an average donation size of about $150. Grand total, the highest donation that we've received or seen come through the portal is $25,000. We hope that happens with you. Certainly with your online giving, that opportunity can arise at any time. And that portal is going to help capture that opportunity for you.
So just to review some concepts, we talked about how to automate the matching gift process. We talked about self-analyzing the matching gift scorecard. And on that note, I did leave out one key feature. When we look at a .edu or .org, and we look at how much employment data you have on your database, on your donor file, whether it's 40 to 50% of your donor base, like a university typically would be, or whether it's less than 5% for a nonprofit. The question is, after we mine your existing employer names, what do we do with the files that don't have employer name? And I'm happy to mention that HEP pioneered about 8 years ago the whole process of employer pending. And we use both social media, we use a business API of about 110 million employer names, as well as our own proprietary data. We do what's called redundant confirmation, where we can screen your information and we can identify with 99, 98% accuracy where they're working, what their job title is. And we'll take that data and we'll mine it for matching gifts. So to give you an idea, if you sent us 50,000 records and we identified 20,000 employers, we know that approximately 10% of those are going to come back as match eligible. So we would have identified 2,000 donors for you. So it's all relative, because it doesn't matter if you're a St. Jude's with millions of donors or you're a smaller nonprofit with a couple thousand donors. Having these matching gifts, finding out where your alumni and your donors, your constituents are working, has a huge impact on just your ability to engage donors, let alone for matching gifts. We also looked at challenges to matching gifts, as well as how to ID opportunity within your donor base.
So again, I want to reiterate on those challenges. The biggest challenge that nonprofits or universities face is not knowing who those matching gift donors are. You guys have donors contributing annually, sometimes monthly, and those match opportunities add up. And to be able to take them from the bucket of the unknown into the bucket of your current matching gift revenue by identifying, as Steve said, who they are, it's a cumulative effect. As he said, donors are more likely to continue to give if they're matching gift eligible, and they're more likely to become repeat donors. So you just see that number grow over the course of multiple years.
And we're not going to have a time for a lot more questions. I see a lot of questions on the board. Teddy will answer those offline. We'll take all of them. But I do see one that's very interesting. It says, does the eMatch portal take into account if the donor gave to athletics and whether or not the company matches athletics? And the answer is yes, it absolutely does. We track multiple athletic categories. Will they match athletic building funds? Will they match athletic scholarships? Will they just match a general athletic gift? And we get that from a lot of large schools, you can imagine your SEC schools and so forth. So the answer is yes, we actually do provide that data.
So again, we did, as Steve said, we've got a number of questions that have come through. We're going to answer those. We're going to get answers to those to everybody. We've got a number of comments as well. I just want to give a quick thank you to y'all. I know we had a little bit of technical difficulties as we started. But if you have any questions at all, My information is below. We'd love to connect you with an account representative here to preview a full demo of eMatch Portal. We can certainly, I know we kind of briefly walk through it, but we can walk you through the ins and the outs, both the functionality, again, from the donor standpoint, from your standpoint, and ultimately help you secure those match and gift opportunities. So again, we'll get some of those questions answered, sent out. And if you have any questions, feel free to send them to my email below. And again, we also have a copy of this webinar. We've been recording it, so we'll get those to you as well.
Thanks, everybody.